Hey guys, it's me, Mason Huck, here going over chapters 5 and 6 of our Media and Ethics at Work book. Some big ethical dilemmas are brought up. For chapter 5, we get into this where the boss is manipulating a campaign, for this nonprofit and stuff like that, and he's kind of not going in the right direction for what was required. And our person in this, very, very much afraid to speak up, fearing to lose their job. Um, other people, I can't say anything because I've been working here for so many years and I need this paycheck kind of thing. And I feel like your ethics and morals standard is lowered as you continue on a path in which you're working at a job and you're just too afraid to lose it. I think your bar is lowered at that point because now you're not going to do things that you yourself would never do, but you wouldn't do anything to stop it either because that fear of losing your job. I think chapter 5 really kind of goes over this dilemma pretty well, and not sure how, our main person is not sure how to deal with this problem. They talk to other people tell them, no, I can't, it's my paycheck, I gotta have it. And and they don't want to do anything about it. This person's like, I didn't even want to go into work anymore because it was just so bad. It's not that they wanted to quit because they liked the idea and the campaign that was there. They just didn't like what they were being told to do for it. And I feel like that happens in group projects here at the school. You got students who are trying to do this one project they think is really, really amazing, but the rest of the group doesn't want to. And so then your idea gets kind of pushed aside, even though it might have been better than what they're doing. It gets pushed aside for what everyone else agrees. I kind of see that that's kind of happening here. But, it's more the boss and then the people who've been working there for so long, and their ethical value and their morals has been lowered. The standard has been lowered, and so they don't really want to do anything about it because they don't want to lose their job. Chapter 6 is another. This one kind of, I don't know how the legality of it. But chapter 6, they had their group go in and play as teens. Pretend to be teens on social media to help hype up this PR event for this music artist. However, it's kind of weird because if you're not thinking about this as like a PR event, when you hear grown men or women pretending to be a young kid talking to other young kids, it usually throws up a red flag right then and there. Like that in itself is just wrong, right? Ethically, it's you're not supposed to do that. You don't do that. You don't pretend to be a 16-year-old chatting with other 16-year-olds on the internet. Most of the time that's viewed as a weird predation. It's not okay at all. But they do it. They're it's not really a predation in a sense, as it's more of they're just trying to get other people in that demographic hyped about this music, and like, hey, go download this free MP3 file of the music. And I see how that could work, but ethically, would you be okay with an, like, let's say a 30 or 40-year-old man pretending to be a 16-year-old boy Someone who just got their driver's license here in the state of Georgia, pretend to be that kid with other kids that age. You know, I, me personally, I don't see how that's okay at all. I think legally that has some issues. But, according to what kind of person is on the other end of that computer screen. But I don't know. It's a weird chapter. I feel like that should never happen. No, that's just weird. Don't pretend to be 30 or 20 years younger than what you actually are. It's just not okay. Just hire on younger people to tweet about it, but don't have older people pretending to be younger people talking about this band or something. And no, it's weird. But yeah, that's for me. What I've taken from these two chapters is sometimes you just gotta suck it up. Learn where your line is. I feel like there were other options that they could have gone down for both of these problems that wouldn't have been so ethically questionable. For example, with the chapter 6 ban thing, I think they could have gone down maybe the route of using bots, computer algorithm that's made just to send out this message to a lot of different platforms. That's it. Or like I said before, hiring on some younger minds to do the tweeting and because they understand the lingo better than older people do anyways. They understand what the common terminology is for this day and age. They understand what's cool, what's not. They understand what to say, what not to say. I feel like that would have been a solution right there, instead of having older people pretend to be younger people. I think there was a lot of different things they could have done. And for like the focus group dilemma, I think there should have been other things. There should have been like a majority vote or something. People should all have a say in the project if they're working in the project. They can give their ideas and feedbacks without fear of repercussion. I think that needs to be fixed because ethically, when you're not allowed to do anything with, if you do anything and you're in fear of losing your job, your ethical standards are lowered because now you're like, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to get in trouble. And it's the same for the ban thing. I think there has to be some form of system to where people aren't having to be in fear of losing their jobs. Because from chapters 5, 6, all the way back to chapters 1, it feels like these people are the main problem is they're afraid of losing their jobs, and that's why their standards are being dropped so low. They don't want to say anything because if they do, they're well, I'm going to get fired. And I think that's a huge problem in today's society, and it shouldn't be a thing. But I don't know. That's my opinion on this chapter so far, on 5 and 6. So have a great day, guys.